Hey everybody, welcome back to Why Not RV. On this week's episode, I'm going to go over the operation of a RV hot water tank and how it works and kind of break it down a little bit for you. First things first, if you want to learn more and make less mistakes while RVing, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see in some future videos. We got a lot of stuff in the works right now. We have a Facebook group online that is a strictly zero politics, no bullying, only helpful RVers trying to help each other out. I'm going to put a link in the description below, but it's just Why Not RV under Facebook groups. We're also on Patreon now at patreon.com/whynotrv. We have our website, whynotrvusa.com, and we hope to see you online. Thanks. So this week's video comes to us because I have a couple of people on our Facebook group asking about this type of thing. So real quick, we're going to go over something smaller that someone I wanted to know about, and that is how to extend the outdoor shower hose line. So I'm going to show you guys what I did. I completely customized my RV outdoor shower. I took out the old, little built-in handle thing because it sprays like crap. So what I did is I put on this nozzle, which has a valve on it to spray. Then I have this valve right here, which opens and closes to keep it closed off. And then I have this stainless steel hose. Let me show you how long this thing is. Let's see if I can get it pulled out of here. Okay, so that's about how far it comes out. The rest is attached to the existing hose, just using a little coupler. So this thing sits, look how far this thing goes. And right now that's probably 8 feet extra of hose that comes out. So I absolutely love that I put this thing on here. It was super simple to do. I'll put a link in the description below to all these items. But this little nozzle comes into a little male-to-male connector, which connects my cutoff valve, which also is just connected straight to the end of the hose. The other end of this hose looks just like this piece right here, and it has another male-to-male connector just connected to the existing shower hose. So that's how I extended my shower, my outdoor shower hose. Super simple to do. Just a couple of products. Like I said, I'm gonna put those in the link below. I don't really remember how expensive they were, but I don't think they were that bad. So go ahead and check those out on Amazon. If you wanna order them, they're super easy to do. Teflon tape on the ends and just tighten it down, hand tight, easy peasy. I'm doing my best to block the wind with the door that's right here to the side of me. So hopefully this works out for you pretty well. So the RV hot water tank, okay? A lot of people are very confused because it's both gas and it's electric. So some people just don't really understand that or how it works. So let's give it a little bit of a breakdown. Basically, there's a tank behind this wall right here. Right behind this piece right here is a tank that depending on your RV, 6 gallon, 10 gallon, 12 gallon. Mine is a 12 gallon, it's pretty big. A lot of RVs are much smaller, 6 gallon, 8 gallon kind of thing. A lot of the full-time RV type builds, such as a very large fifth wheel like mine, have usually a larger tank. So how does it get hot? How does it work? There's either electric or gas. Gas, as you can see right over there, when it lights up, it shoots a flame through there, and that piece basically is just a big huge rod or a series of a rod that goes in and out up until it exits up here. And so as the flame is going through there, it is then heating up the water. Pretty simple thing to do. The electric heat, on the other hand, usually there's a rod inside that thing, kind of like this, that kind of goes back and forth. It's just a rod that gets the 120 volt AC electric and heats up the water. That's really it. That's how they work. It's very simple. However, I'm going to show you guys some brief diagnostics because I've had a couple times where I've been in an RV park and I've seen someone, over on their RV water heater and they're just getting frustrated. I'm like, oh, let me go see if I can give them a quick hand. And I did a brief diagnosis on it and got it to at least temporarily work. So let me show you some temporary fixes for when you have problems with your RV hot water tank. The first thing you need to do if you're having any problem with your RV hot water tank is find your wiring diagram. Mine, as you can see, is right down here in the corner. Sometimes they're on the back of the door, but this is what you're gonna need to be able to find in order to diagnose what is happening. Okay, so on this wiring diagram, and I'm going to try and just pull up an image of it and put it on the screen, but basically what it shows is it shows an electric and gas line to a switch. Sorry, it's not focusing. So inside the RV, I have both a switch for the electric and switch for the gas, like most of you do. When people put both switches down, it does not do anything, okay? It doesn't heat it up twice as fast. It doesn't use gas and electric at the same time. The board, where this comes to, okay, this board, these wires come into the board will decide what is gonna be better, which most of the time it's gonna choose electric over gas. Again, every board is different, so I can't actually say yes or no on anything, but that's really all it does. Once that power comes into the board, it goes through its little series of resistors and all sorts of fun stuff, and it comes back out and it tries to test the system. So the first thing it does, it comes through this brown wire here, which is fused, and it goes into the back of the thermostat. All that's behind here is this tiny little circular thing, and again, I'll try and put one on the screen right here, which is the thermostat. And all that is, on the back of it is a metal that is then touching the hot water tank. The hot water tank is literally right there. It's right on the other side of that. So when this thing, power is going through it, okay, it's going through it, not just into it and stops. When it's going through it, it will stay on. Power is going through it. It will keep on heating, keep on heating. When the thermostat reaches its temperature, it will cut the power in between these two wires. Once that cuts that power, because it has reached the temperature, the board now knows that it is full, or excuse me, it is hot enough, and it will not continue to heat. That's what happens. The ECO stands for emergency cutout or emergency cutoff switch, and it is basically the exact same thing as one of these over here, what's behind here, again, the little circular thing. It's the exact same thing, only it's usually rated for a higher temperature. So generally, let's say this is a 145 degree thermostat, your ECO will be 160 degrees, and that's just a rough estimate. Every single hot water tank is a little bit different, but that's really all these two things do. So this emergency cutoff, just like this one, power goes through it unless it reaches its temperature. If it reaches the temperature, aka if this one fails to cut off at, let's just say 145 degrees, it fails. This piece is broken and it fails. So power is just flowing through it, flowing through it. It gets hot enough that it then will trip this one, and it will trip it and turn it off. If for some reason it doesn't trip it and turn it off, you will have a problem. You will overheat your water, and it will just keep on heating and heating and heating and heating and heating until the element or the gas is as hot as it can be. I forgot to mention right here that if both of those fail, it's not going to just blow up or anything crazy. That's why we have this little valve up here, and that is to basically relieve the pressure, right? So that's all that is, the pressure relief valve. When it gets too hot, water will come out of that thing. So that's why there's two switches here, kind of as a backup to the other one to make sure that we don't have any problems. So we were in Louisiana working the Hurricane Laura claims, and again, I saw a person in the campground who was extremely frustrated with their RV hot water tank. So I went over to them and I asked them if I could give them any help, and they said that, oh yeah, the heating element's bad, I need to replace it. The heating elements on these things are usually pretty strong, and it was only like a year-old trailer, so I knew it was probably something much simpler. So after doing some diagnostics, I found that the temperature cutoff was broken. So what I did was I unwired these two wires, these two brown wires here. I unwired them and I clipped them together, and I put it through a fuse so that it was still fused, and that way it continuously bypassed this one and it went off of the emergency cutoff. So it still cut off the RV hot water tank, but just at a higher temperature. And of course I told them, this is not an ideal thing, you need to get it fixed, but it just kept on going past it. So that was just a quick, easy, temporary fix. Of course, like I said, every single time you're doing diagnostics, I've always tried to tell people, you trace the last known power source. So if you know that you have power coming in from your switch into your board, because you can go off your wiring diagram and it says whatever color wire is for the switch, okay, you test power there and there is power there, okay? Now, on the wiring diagram, where does power go from there? Okay, it goes into the brown wire. Let's check the brown wire. Does it have power? Yes. The next spot, does it have power? Yes. The next spot, does it have power? No. That's where your problem is at. Wherever you trace the last known power source is how you're going to find your problem and be able to diagnose what's going on. If you have power going into your board and none coming back out of it based on your wiring diagram, if it says your electric switch comes in to this color and you have power there, but then coming out of the board where it says power is supposed to come back out, if it does not have power, then your board is bad. If it does have power, you trace it down. It comes into here, but it doesn't come out the other side. Bam, now you know your switch is bad. So that's really all it takes to diagnose these things. They're very, very simple. They're 12 volt. All this stuff is all 12 volt electrical. It's all very basic, very simple stuff. So that's really it. I don't want to really go much further into detail. I don't want to confuse you guys too much. Hopefully this gives a lot of you a better understanding of an RV hard water tank and how it works, how the electronics work. If it doesn't, let me know. Drop a comment below. Let me know what I missed. Maybe something else I can answer for you. Get on our Facebook group, Why Not RV on Facebook, and come drop me a message on there and let's talk about it. Let's see if I can help you. If I can help one person with this video, that's all that matters to me. That's all I'm trying to do with my channel is help people learn, educate themselves, because these RVs require you to be plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians, and general repairmen, because you just there's always stuff that breaks. So you always want to just keep on building that knowledge so you are able to fix these things and not spend thousands of dollars on repair bills. So thanks again for watching. I'm Chris. We'll see you next week. Bye.